This video tour is a service of Dr. Harvey Winter at Albany Dental Care. For anxiety-free dentistry, call Dr. Harvey Winter at 482-0881, 482-0881.
Well, welcome to the New York Post Media Center. I talk about this a lot on my radio show, but now here you are live to see it, and it's a remarkable place. We're at the state capitol, on the third floor of the capitol, in an area known as the Legislative Correspondence Association News Center. And there are about 30 or 40 reporters here during the legislative session, a few less after that. But these are historic offices going back to the 1890s, and the Capitol itself, of course, is very historic, going back to the 1870s. This is an office, probably the largest of the offices here. Let me point something out. It took me a while, by the way, to get this large office. It looks like banker windows over here. This is a corridor outside that goes to the Assembly Chamber, which is just to my right, and to the Senate Chamber, just to the left. But the reason these windows look the way they do is not because a bank used to be here. This used to be the headquarters of Western Union, when telegraphs used to be sent, telegrams. A lot of journalists used to file their stories 50 or 60 years ago, and further back than that, by telegraph. And of course, that was a main way of communication. That was the internet 100 years ago, and lawmakers and staff people and journalists and others would contact people by coming right here and filing their stories on the telegraph. Today they use the internet. This office has full internet access. It's provided to the journalists, and I work with a colleague here, Brendan Scott from the Post. It's provided for free by the legislature to journalists, and the rationale for that free service is that the public has a right to know what its representatives are doing. And over the years, sometimes people have objected and said, well, the state shouldn't be paying for this. But I've always said I thought it was a good expenditure of public money, because we're here to let all of you, the public, know what's going on. This is my desk, and this, by the way, is where I do the radio show. Here's my mic, which, by the way, when tourists come by, we have tours passing through here all the time. This is always pointed out. People enjoy seeing me on the air. We have a on-the-air sign out in the window, which people enjoy seeing, and it's a real thing. And I sit here, I do my show every day from 10 to 11. At the same time, I'm on my computer talking to people, talking with Paul Vandenberg or John Kowalski or Pat Ryan or somebody else from the station. And I often see politicians out in the hallway here, and I'll call them in, and they're happy to come in. Everyone's welcome on this show. I think of this show as a vehicle for anyone of stature in state government, people who are involved in state issues, to come on and explain their points of view. I have my own point of view, but I try not to let that interfere with what I do on the show. This is about keeping the public informed, hopefully entertained at times. In fact, someone's trying to reach me right now. So I'm going to say thank you all for joining us. I'm glad to have given you this little tour of the New York Post Media Center here at the State Capitol.